Hello everyone, this is Jen with Dreamz, etc. And I'd like to share with you my latest project. I was really wanting to do something kind of fantasy, fairy princess-like, and created it from chipboard, decorative paper, some trim, and just kind of pieced it together to create the bottom of her dress, and made the corset with a stamp over chipboard. And then the face was another stamp that I'd used, colored in with Copics, and did her hair with these fibers. And then just essentially embellished it with some of the Tim Holtz Adornment Charms, the Genie Stones that Prima just came out with, and some other trim. On the side of my book, kind of came up with my own little binding. Here I wanted the book to lay flat, so came up with my own little method using some chipboard ovals to support the spine with, and then just used trim and some of these paper flowers that I had made with a scallop punch. Okay, on this page, had lots of fun with it. Just kind of came up with this partial quote where I took an alphabet stamp and cut out these squares, and it says, "Dreaming is an act of pure imagination." And then I took these butterflies and backed them with chipboard, kind of giving it that 3D effect. And then here's one of the tags. This made into a transparency, and it was of a mixed media work that I had created. And then on this page, this is a stamp that I had enlarged, and then I took tracing paper and colored the tracing paper and kind of did it like an overlay to give it some texture and kind of a vellum look to it. And then again, I had just did this fussy cutting of butterflies and backed everything with chipboard because I wanted that 3D dimensional look to it. Here's another tag where I'd taken a piece of digital art that I had done and had it made into a transparency. And here's a digital art fairy that I had created. I created everything on Photoshop and then did fussy cutting around the fairy and embellished her. I did all the coloring of her using Photoshop as well. Everything, when it was originally created, was black and white, and then added the color using Photoshop. And here's the mixed media girl that I had essentially created. This my own little imagination at work here. I used acrylics and ink and Copics. I used a fine detailed marker, and then I used some rub-ons and embellished again with the Prima and pearls. And here is another digital art work that I had done. Again, taking pulling color using Photoshop. This crown I actually got from Fairy Graphics, and I took a laser print out in black and white and colored with my Copics. And then just fussy cut some, this was a butterfly, and I made wings with it, and a few embellishments. And I wanted to make sure I left some room for adding photos and these flaps where you can add in journaling. And again, kind of took the same graphic that I had designed in creating this kind of princess ballerina. And I colored her in using Photoshop and my Copics. Here's a tag, again taking my artwork and having it made into a transparency. And then this, I had some corrugated cardboard and I used acrylics to paint and distress it, and then added in some of my digital artwork. And there's a transparency of my fairy that I digitally created. Tag that I had made using that same girl that I had digitally created. And it says butterflies and moths. I was trying to keep everything with this kind of whimsical fairy look to it. Here's a tag that I had made with a stamp, and then I used tacky glue to give it a resin effect. And this was a hot air balloon that I had, again, digitally created and colored everything in using Photoshop. And then I printed it out on cardstock and backed it with chipboard. And then I had these layered stickers from KC Company and just applied some fibers in the background for color, texture. And then again, another little quote. There is a moment when fear and dreams must collide. And I kind of took the dreams and the must and had them colliding. But loved that quote. It's actually from one of Josh Groban's songs, is where I pulled it out from. And then here's another transparency made. The back of my book. My flower got a little crushed. But, I used acrylic paints and rub-ons and stamps for the back of it, and trim and feathers, and that is essentially my book. I hope you all enjoyed it, and hope you subscribe. Thank you.